Hey,
Hi,
finally we did this.
How are you? We've done it.
we have
Finally. How are you?
Good, thanks. I'm Ben. It's nice to meet you both, Caleb and
Caleb?
Colleen.
Yep.
Colleen. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Look at that backdrop you've got there. That's all yours, Colleen.
We're in our art studio.
Aiden actually made this one, who's in the band now, and then Caleb created these hats.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, the
And
rest is me.
you're a bit behind on your calendar there too.
Can you see it? The May calendar.
I've had a busy time since May with the record and everything.
Yeah.
Insane. And what's happening now? Have you stopped now for a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
School.
I mean, generally in general, we tend to make music all the time. So
Yeah.
we're still, yeah. As far as shows and stuff go, those are pretty rare.
Yeah, gotcha. The joys of
School year,
being an insular family band. You can just after dinner lay down a track or two.
yeah, pretty much.
Actually, yeah. He schedules us.
Colleen works at college here, and then Quinn's obviously in high school, so
Gotcha.
we're kind of out of the picture as far as performing all during the school year.
Yeah.
Which here is September to June.
Right. So you can only cram in some shows in the school holidays, sort of vibes.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations on First Aid Kit. Remarkable record. We've been loving it down here. As you've probably been noticing, we've been tagging you and everything. They've all gone out now. You were the record of the month in August, but we love it so much. I was insisting on catching up with you still because I do want to see everybody down here really embracing it a bit more, deeper listening, all those sorts of things. It's one of those records I think that everybody was a little bit unsure of to start with, and as they've spun it on vinyl, then they've become obsessed. Much like me, I think I streamed it about 20 times before I reached out to the label and to the distributor to get the record. And once I had it on vinyl, it was next level for me. So congratulations and very well done.
Can I ask you what made you even listen to it in the first place?
I heard a song on the radio on Triple J down here, which is the National Youth Network. You've probably heard of Triple J. Richard Kingsmill does a new music show on Sunday nights. And I heard Never Ending Nightmare on that show. And it's just nothing like I had heard on the rest of the show or in new music in general. It was fantastic.
Quinisa, just come and say hi. Okay. Say hi to Ben. We have a rare Quinisa sighting. So
very cool.
And I should say it was her birthday yesterday.
Oh, was it? 14?
17.
15? 17. Oh, she was 13.
Hi.
Hello, Quinisa. Nice to meet you.
Nice
How
to
are
meet you too. Good.
So you were 13 when you made the record. I think everyone's referring to you as 13 down here, but that's a long time ago now. Yeah.
13 when we started recording it.
Yeah.
Congrats, you're killing it.
Oh, we have an avalanche in here.
It's all good.
Do you want to say anything else? Oh, don't be awkward.
No, I just don't know what to say. Australia's cool. You guys seem cool in Australia.
Yeah, come visit us soon.
The whole continent.
But yeah, Never Ending Nightmare on the radio, which was something else, and he compared you to the Kills, which
I don't know the Kills. I've never heard them.
Oh, can I ask, what's the difference for you of listening to it online, streaming it, and the vinyl? Have you really noticed there's a huge difference? Especially
I mean, it's just a better listen, isn't it? It's a deeper listen. Listening to it online, it's there, but there's something that brings me closer. I think the mix, the mastering for vinyl always makes it feel nice and bottomy. And I suppose, Caleb, that's kind of what you're going for. You want that deeper listening experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always thinking about an album-oriented listen. I mean, I have just not broken away from that ever. So, and while the world has moved on, I have not.
No, well, fantastic.
He's not listening to music on a phone or even on the computer.
Yeah, I just got a cell phone recently for my first cell phone, and it's a flip phone.
A flip phone.
People are always like, "Oh, you have your flip phone. You're all retro." I'm like, "This is brand new for me."
Oh, that's amazing. Well, the girls can keep you in line, can keep you on trend.
Yes. He doesn't know about following or Instagram or any of those things. I mean, he does, but you know.
What's a follow?
But I do agree. I mean, in general, I do find like I just check stuff out online that I want to listen to, and then I'll just get the record.
Yeah, gotcha.
Listen.
And what are you listening to? Can I ask?
Oh, like
Buffy St. Marie.
Buffy, same, yeah.
Oh yes, old
Yeah.
school. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Illuminations by far is
Mhm.
constant. but-
Changing Women is great too.
Yeah.
That one we just pulled out. We just actually put a bunch of records away last night and pulled some new ones out. Flying Lizards, Fourth Wall.
Oh
is
yes,
amazing.
it's on the shelf over there. I noticed yesterday. It popped up from nowhere. I might nab it for myself.
You have to. It's such a good record. It's
Mm.
so underrated. Do you know that record well?
Not off the top of my head, no. I know a song or two off it, but not the record. No.
That front to back, that's a great album.
Great record.
It's quite a ride.
New name, Ross Michael.
That's
Oh yes, yeah.
Yoko
You're right.
Ono, Alice Coltrane. Trying to think.
Mott
Yeah, Mott.
Matt.
from
Yeah.
New Zealand.
Oh yes, this one. It's hard to spot influences or references or whatever you're listening to in your music. That's
Yeah, I can.
What do you have behind you?
Well, you know that record right
I mean,
there.
I know that one, but obviously I want to know what else you're highlighting here.
Oh, these are just records that are on show in the shop. I love this record. There's quite a story behind this one. Death.
Oh,
It's
that
a-
record's amazing. I know that.
Yeah,
record.
you know that one.
Yep.
The first Beastie
You-
Boys record, obviously. The Shins, who is a bit of a shop favorite,
Hmm.
etc. Specials, a few things. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So you have a record store. I didn't realize you were in a record store.
I cohabit a record store, catalog music in the heart of Brisbane. Have you guys ever been down here?
No, we'd love to. We'd love to come to Australia sometime. We've been talking about it quite a bit.
Yeah,
And New Zealand.
come for a vacation, and we'll look after you.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, I help run the shop and put some events on in here, and because it's a beautiful room. I don't know if you can see the room. It's just a stunning room.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it's all sound treated, and it just sounds remarkable in here. Everything that we put in here. So
And can I show you our environment?
yes, please. That'd be lovely. And this is the art studio, but is this where you make music as well?
No.
No.
But right in there is my record player.
Oh yes.
And then this is like behind us is like the beginnings of a city.
Do you want to show me the recording studio?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
go real quick.
And then this is the rest of the art studio. That's my little etching press.
Oh yes, very cool. I loving your artwork. Like this little guy over your right shoulder here. He looks kind of like not really, does he? But you've got a thing. You've got a style going on. I like it a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, if I remove this guy, you'll see there's another face. Oh, but I
Oh,
guess you
yes.
can't see
Not quite.
right there.
Yes, the profile.
Yeah. So
is it-
just like the music, I'm just making art all the time, but I don't know what I'm making it for anymore.
Yeah,
Until-
that's what I was going to say. You should do a little exhibition or something. That would be cool.
You did
Well-
an amazing. I'm sorry, I just traded.
I love doing them. It's just that, you know, in the world of art, as opposed to music, you don't just like put on shows, you know?
No. Well, you have, you all have such diverse skills. You should be outsourcing something. Caleb, do you do any production for anyone else, or is it just
I did that for 20 years, and I'm out now.
you're out? Just stick to the family stuff.
Well, no, I mean, I still do. I do a lot of mastering. I do
yeah.
a ton of mastering right now. Yeah, I do almost entirely. Have you ever got any records on Feeding Tube?
I haven't. No, I'm new to Feeding Tube. I do get their database email now, so I'm gonna go through it, but I haven't yet. No, anything you recommend starting with?
Oh man, so many good ones.
Dimples.
Yeah, Dimples are amazing.
Yeah, you mentioned Dimples. Yes.
Whole Chateau.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
That Dimples Soul Chateau. That's the name of the Dimples album. But chances are, if you get something from there, I've mastered it, and I do quite a bit of work for other people, but
You probably mixed and mastered that Dimples album.
I didn't mix it.
You sure?
I'm positive.
All right.
Greg mixed it.
That much is going
But
on.
I do a lot, but I'm just being way more picky about what I do.
Yeah. Very good.
Just because, I want to just really concentrate on what we do.
Yeah, well, what are the you give the feeling of being such a clever underground vibe that you don't need to do anything else. What are your ambitions with the band, with the music?
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Putting out records.
Yeah, just putting records out and
Yeah.
touring when we can.
Playing music with our daughter is a bonus.
We're gonna.
That was not part of the plan, but it's
wasn't?
great.
No, totally organic. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Is like, in fact, for a long time we were like, no way, never. And you know, she's just so amazing, and she's so built for it.
She's
That
incredible. Yeah, she's got astounding.
incredible.
She's got astounding
Yeah.
insight for such a young person. Well, she was whatever that age on that record, but yeah,
It's like that from day one. She's just
Yeah.
been like really just a performer. Like
Yeah.
we have video of her at 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 months, and you know, she's just, her presence is like right there. So
she's a superstar. She feels all right by mum and dad backing her up when she's taking.
well, she's a sweetheart too. It doesn't hurt, you know. She can be a
Yeah.
pain. She really is like a really great person, and she's an incredible musician.
Yeah.
Kind of naturally
Yeah.
playing trombone and
Oh,
She
right.
definitely gets Colleen though. I mean, Colleen's been improvising lyrics as long as we've been doing it. So she's
Well,
learned
yeah.
this from Colleen, of just kind of like, you know, you just come up with your words. We don't ever really talk about it. And then she learns them after, like after they've been recorded, she'll go back and learn them. But that's all from you.
Well, that was my next question, Colleen. What's your deep background with music? Is this project, is Big Blood your first outing into music?
no.
Oh, yes. We should. Do you want to just tell the history of like?
Well, I just like, I started out doing like church and plays. Like my family's very religious. And so both my parents were clergy, then they left, then they had me and my brother. And then we just grew up singing together, like in really intimate settings. And because my dad played guitar, or we would have masses in our house. So singing was normalized, which was great. And I loved to do it. And then, you know, whatever life happened, and I like was peripherally involved with music through plays or learning guitar or whatever. But when I met Caleb and his crew here in South Portland, that's kind of like when I had played music with other people in a band, but not really seriously. But I joined Server Shoal, their already established band. That was
a band we were in. I was in for 10 years. Colleen was in for 5.
That was 99.
And we toured probably 6 months out of the year. We would, like a typical year for us would be put an album out, tour 2 months in the United States, 2 months in Europe, and then 2 more months in the United States, and then make another album and start the process all over again. In the meantime, in about 2005, we got pregnant. We pretty much quit the band and started Big Blood immediately.
Immediately, right? So you.
Oh yeah, Quinn was born in September.
We played our first show in November at Strange Maine with Charlene Biddies.
With Charlene Biddies, and I don't know if you've heard of them, and GHQ, Marsha Bassett, a lot of like psychedelic American.
It was a cool show, but it was a tough show to have a little brand new 1-month-old baby.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you feel at that show? You would have been still recovering.
I was fine. No, I was fine. It was just like having a little baby outside. It's just like having your kidney out, you know, wrapped up in a blanket in the snow, and inside is like noise.
Yes.
Like basic experimental noise guitar,
So
which is gorgeous, but also testing. Yeah.
So she was
at my feet when we were playing, like in a little
big headphone.
No, because we were playing like a pretty much acoustic music at that point.
Oh, yeah, right. Yep. Yeah.
So
it was like 2 guitars and a kick drum.
And we put out 5 albums like right away. So between that November, we had an album for our first show, and then we put out 4 more albums between. So 5 total in like a 6-month period. We were kind of putting out an album a month. So we kind of came out with a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Right away.
It was like publishing, you know, but it was like on purpose. We were just like, we're new parents and we're not gonna stop playing music.
Yeah, I love it. Quinn didn't really have much choice in joining the band, though, did she? Really? Let's be honest.
No, she, you know, actually, like, if you really think about it, she had as much chance of hating music forever as she did liking it. You know?
Yes, very true. Very true.
I mean, I rebelled pretty much with what my parents were doing. So did Colleen. So
yes,
you know, I think we kind of never talked about it because we knew it would be in her face all the time.
Yeah.
And just left the stuff around, and she kind of just gravitated towards it on her own. And she's like she's kind of a theater kid too. So she's really like precarious and precocious, I mean, and like just like outwardly theatrical. So she's got a big personality.
Yeah.
And not shy with that stuff.
Very
with
cool.
other things, but with music, it's kind of like
with performance. Yeah, she has a real natural way. So there's no, it worked out, you know. And her boyfriend played with us on this last tour.
Oh yeah, we took her boyfriend with us.
What does he do? He's a guitarist.
He played bass
and drums.
Nice one.
Drum.
He sang. He was like, he had no problem singing along.
Nice one. Well, he'll have to marry into the family if he wants to join this stuff, right? He can't just be.
Well, I think we pretty much broke his life. I mean, he's like forever. He loved it. So I think we set him on a different course. I feel kind of bad about it now, but
yeah. All right.
You know,
I'd be interested. I'd be interested in the dinner table at your place. Like, I can imagine you not actually indulging the music too much, like very purposefully steering away from the music in, you know, like a disciplined way when you're all sitting down for dinner.
That's kind of true.
Yeah.
I mean, we listen to a lot of music, but we don't really talk about what, like when we never talk about what we're doing.
And we never talk about writing music.
Yeah, we just do it. And
like Quinn just writes songs up in a room, or I'll write a song.
And I have a studio in the house, so we just record when we have ideas, and then we just pick the stuff we like.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. So does the stuff, do you record something, like you record the bed of something, Caleb, but then Colleen or Quinn will come along and do the top line, so to speak? Is that how it works?
Sometimes they come up, like Colleen will just write songs, Quinn will write songs, we'll kind of work them out or just record them while they're fresh. Most of the stuff's been recorded really quickly after it was
written. Like it's very spontaneous, isn't it?
It is. And so there's no real rules. I mean, for us, really, it's just more like a daily practice.
Yeah.
And kind of taking the stuff that we feel so, you know, for instance, the album behind you, we put out an album, or just on Bandcamp, a digital album only, called Weird Road in December of this past year. And that is everything that didn't make it on the album
onto this album.
Yeah, so if you do listen to that digital only record on Bandcamp, you'll find that it's kind of similar, but it's kind of the leftovers of what didn't make the album. So there was quite a bit of extra stuff, a whole nother album of stuff that we didn't choose to put on this album.
Well, that was what I was going to ask. Is there, when you come to album time, is there just a stack of stuff to pick from and to meld the themes? And because it's very like, it feels cohesive, it feels like a full record. You can't, you know, someone says, like, what should I start with, you know, before I had the physical record? You can't really pick a song, can you? Because there's like 5 or 6 you could choose there that you could lead with. You want them to sit down and listen to the thing as a piece.
Yeah, I mean, or that's how I want to listen to it. So that's what I do. Colleen likes that as well. So
you spend a lot of time like messing around with order, and all that stuff is really important. And I feel like if you see the, you know, the back catalogs, like so many records, he's had all this time with all these different, you know, to create these things. So now I feel like it's like a secondhand language for him. Yeah. Whereas when I would try to organize something, I'd lose like 2 years just trying to figure out what goes first and what's supposed to be last, you know?
Gotcha.
So even his like organization of the records, I feel like, is like as spontaneous as the recording of it is, you know, like he has to make a choice, and he
yeah. And one of the things I do love about the record itself, not any particular song, is that you do these little how did I word it on the thing? You have like little recalls, like I think, was it you, Caleb, that described them as subliminal thoughts or something like that? Like Haunted comes back and it's like a slightly buried in the reverb little different mix or something, you know, different performance or something. Those little recall interlude subliminal dream things, they're just beautiful on that album. Like that is a real tie together, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, just in general, like all the way back to Server Shoal, every album I've made is pretty much connected, almost like a book would be.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't usually want 3 or 4 seconds between songs. I want it to kind of have one thing lead into the next. So I work really hard on trying to figure out how to make the whole thing kind of tell a story. You know, there's no like there's no like narrative conceptually, but like sonically, there's always got to be a narrative for me.
Yes.
I think in that particular case, I think Ben from Bada Bing described those pieces that way.
Yes.
But it was Colleen who was like, "Oh, what about the 4-track? We had done a 4-track version, you know, little cassette tapes."
Yeah.
I had tried to I'd written the song, but I hadn't nailed it down yet. And when I feel like I had something, but I don't know how to structure it, the 4-track can be really helpful.
Right, but that's, you were like, what you had brought up that we had that, and I was putting the album together, and she was like, "Oh, what about that little piece right there?" And so I went ahead and put it at the end of the side, and it made perfect sense. It fits. Coming up with those sequences a lot of times is like, sometimes I just know what I want to start with, and I'll know what I want to end with. And
right.
I also know I have little rules for myself. Like, I don't usually want the same person to sing 2 songs in a row. So I feel like even though Quinn and Colleen are starting to sound more and more alike as the years go on,
similar, yes.
I do think you need a break from Colleen's songwriting and then a break from Quinn's songwriting. It kind of makes for a little more of an interesting experience, because you're like, inherently people will always choose who they like better, which is you give people 2 choices, it's just like human nature to be like, I like that one better. So if you go through the reviews of any of our albums, there'll be people that like Colleen better, people that like Quinn better, or if it's Colleen and I, they kind of do the same thing. And which I don't give a shit about any of that. I love them both, and I like the different. I like the roller coaster ride in the storytelling.
Yeah,
you know. So,
but if you had to choose, I'm kidding.
Like, why are they choosing?
Why are they choose? I can't choose, Colleen. I just, when you think you've settled on your favorite, then you know.
Can you tell the difference?
I can now. At first, to be honest, I didn't know anything about you, so I just listened to it as a record, and then as I researched more, I'm like, oh shit, there's 2 of them here.
yeah, totally.
But yeah, no.
Did you have a second song that got you once you got the record?
I'll tell you my favorites. I remember listening to the record once. I'd heard Never Ending Nightmare, and I was just shaking with, you know, when I love something, it hits me really hard. I think the first thing I loved was Infinite Space. And then
love that.
I moved on to Haunted very quickly. And then I moved on to Makes Me Wonder, Blows My Mind. Cover, I didn't know the original that you do, Colleen, is absolutely stunning. And it's in, whoever put that in that track space. I'm a big on tracking and sequencing. Whoever put it there is just absolutely spot on. There's nothing wrong with that record. It's flawless. You know, it's so spot on. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous.
Did you listen to the Barbara Lynn original?
I have now, yes. It's
incredible, right?
Oh, amazing. Man, thank you for introducing me to that.
Barbara Lynn and Irma Thomas. I'm sure you might maybe you already know Irma Thomas.
I've come across Irma now, yes. Yeah.
Incredible.
Insane. Well, what's in your record collection? Like, you're having dinner and given Tuesday night, what's spinning in the background?
Honestly, every time I put a record on, they make me take it off.
I love Kate Bush. At any point.
Yep.
Especially like the Never Ending, Never Have I Ever, whatever that one is called.
The night one.
No, it's not called that. Is it?
Never Ending.
Has a bat. She's in a bat.
Yeah. Another one.
And also Al Green. You know, and then there's some like
Moondog. Love Moondog Can.
Yeah, but like when we're sitting around listening to music.
I mean, Can's not, you guys never make me take Can
Michael
off.
Chapman. I love that record. We used to listen to that all the time.
Do you know that album, the Michael Chapman album?
Not a
great album.
It's
called Fully Qualified
Survivor.
Awesome.
And it's interesting fact about it is Mick Ronson from the David Bowie band.
Yep.
From Ziggy Stardust and all the subsequent records. That was one of the first records he ever played on. and it's immediately identifiable that he is playing on that.
That's
record.
him.
It's such a good album.
Awesome. I love it.
Fully Qualified Survivor. I also want to mention Sarah Mary Chadwick. Do you know this person?
I know the person. I don't. Yeah, I know the.
She's
I know
from
the.
Australia. Amazing album called Me and NUE Are Friends, Baby.
Oh yes, I'll check
Amazing.
it out. What's that shirt you're wearing, Caleb?
This is a Florida Man. This is Quinn. One of Quinn.
Oh,
this
Florida.
is Quinn's band. Have you heard them?
No, I saw on her Instagram or something that she was in that band. Yeah,
It is such a good punk band.
is it?
I mean, it's an emo punk, but man, it is.
Look
great.
at you! Look at you two proud parents.
So proud.
It's gross, but it's true.
Quinn's the only child. You don't have another?
Nope.
No.
No. You just broke the mold when you had her?
I think so. Yeah, we were actually the first of our friends, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it was an unplanned.
Oh, was it?
Unplanned pregnancy. Yeah.
And we bought the house and we kicked everybody out.
Yeah, we shocked my family and just like, did the hard part first.
Yes.
And then the rest of it sort of came.
She's amazing. We're kind of like, if we could have more Quins, then we would have more kids. But
yeah,
there's no guarantee when you're.
No guarantees, is there? No.
Yeah, it's like the DNA lottery when you're having children. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
but having a family is so weird. It's like all about who you're with.
Well,
and then circumstances too.
Well, you guys have got a lot to do with that, I would suggest.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like I think
yes,
it's such a huge decision.
Yeah.
To decide to have a family. It's really easy to get pregnant, but it's really a hard decision to decide to have a family.
So, do you have kids?
I have a dog. I've definitely got the dog lottery as well. He's the best little dog in the world. Here, come here.
There you go. What's his name?
His name is Rocky.
Oh, he is.
My God, that is a cute dog.
Tell me about something on this record. I know it's hard to recall because you're always making new music, and you've probably made 17 new records since this one. One each. Tell me a moment on the record that you're particularly proud of. Colleen, you go first.
It's a good question.
I love Infinite Space. And I'll tell you, it didn't originally sound like that. It's not my song, it's Quinn's song, but we were kind of like testing it out upstairs in the practice room. And it had this other part, but I loved, but what Infinite Space ended up being is essentially was the second half of the song.
Right.
And Colleen definitely was like, I don't like the first half, I like the second half. And then we just made it the second half, and she was completely right.
And it was so good. It just like changed it into this like kind of like this Cure, the disintegration, that kind of repetitive, like we're at the end, we're going to keep going. I'm sad, but I'm maybe happy. This could be good. Kind of like that.
It's quite long too. I put it in, I think it was the first one that I put in my Waxx Lyrical playlist, and it just sort of sat there for a good 8 minutes or whatever it is. It's perfect.
Well, I just have to say that I think is something that's really magical about being, being purposeful about doing these long songs, is that you get to like be in that loop, and that loop changes subtly. And it, like right now, like listening to music can be like 1 minute on TikTok or 60 seconds or something. And that loop just gets stuck in your head and it goes nowhere. But when you listen to a song for 8 minutes, it's not the same thing. The loop becomes something else. And then it's a train, and then you're transported, and then it's like you're on a train or something.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Repetition is a strange way of, like, sometimes if you play something 8 times, it's kind of boring, but if you play it like 60 times, it becomes interesting,
Yeah.
And you got to find the right thing.
My boy Prince said it best: there's a lot of joy in repetition.
Totally.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. You can, and especially when you want to play, it just gives you so much room. You have something to come back to. You can just be the steady guy. You can be the straight person, to just hold it down.
And the layman's ear might not hear all the subtle differences that you guys do in those 16 times or whatever, 30 times or whatever the repetition is.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm obsessed with it, to be honest, like the idea of repetition. And I think some of my formative like musical experiences that I found to be like so profound were like me in my bedroom in high school, and I had these moments where I realized the music wasn't changing, but I like gone on this whole entire journey during the song, and when I came back into focus with the music, I realized it hadn't changed, and it had kind of provided me this kind of like home base to go on this kind of like mental journey. And without the repetition, none of that would have happened. Do you know what I mean? And then when you come back in, you might start hearing the one of the beat in a different place, and then the whole phrase changes. And then you can like train yourself to start hearing different loops on different beats depending on how you want to hear it. So, you know, yeah, it's just gonna be super interesting to me personally.
Incredible. What about you, Caleb? What's a little secret you've got on the record there?
Ooh, secret, huh? Something I'm proud of?
Yeah, something you're proud
Yeah.
of. You know,
I mean, I'm really proud of like moments like I think we called it "Oh Wow, Candy, Here I Come." These like moments of like these little bridge pieces that kind of bring two pieces together, like the vignettes that kind of connect things. I'm proud of all of those. We worked really hard on those, and to me, they make the album not just a group of 9 songs, but a cohesive piece that plays from front to back, that gives it some kind of like, you can still break it up and listen to it as individual songs if you want, but if you choose to listen to it as one whole piece, I think there's a reward in there for the listener.
Absolutely.
And I'm super proud of that. Yeah.
As you should be. It's fantastic. Well, I've got less than a minute, so I'll start to wind it up. But what a pleasure. What an absolute pleasure to meet you guys. And thanks for everything. Thanks for reposting the videos and letting us do this record full stop and existing in the first place. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll see you in Australia.
That'd be wonderful. Yes. Let's
meet that cute dog in person.
Yeah, absolutely. If you ever end up in Brisbane, I'll show you around, and you can do a little. I'll find a couple of guitars, and you can do a little set in the shop if you want. It's beautiful in here.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you very much, and have a nice night tonight. What happens now? It's bedtime, I suppose, almost.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe play some music, maybe not. I don't know. But you're gonna have a work day. You have a work day ahead of you, so have a good work day.
I have a day off today, actually, so I'm gonna do some post and go home.
Nice.
Grab that Flying Lizard's fourth wall.
I will, absolutely. I can see it from here. I'm looking at it.